Welcome back to the Red Dirt Road podcast. We are back here, Marshall Farnsworth and Alex Breitenbach. How is it going?
It's going fine as always. Really excited for this episode. I've been waiting for it for a very long time.
Last song on the Kix Brooks self-titled album, and we are recording these episodes pretty close together. We usually do them once a week, so we put out episodes once a week. But last week I was super busy, so we actually recorded on Tuesday and recorded another one this week. It's The Last Rodeo. Good name for the last song of the album. Before we get into that, this podcast is growing and growing. And just from a few days ago, we got 3 more records that we have broken for ourselves. The daily stream record was 32. It's now 35.
Hey, getting bigger and bigger each day.
The weekly stream record was 76. Boom, 84 now.
All right.
And then this is the craziest one, is the monthly stream record, which the month of September was huge to us. I don't know if it's people were kind of busy over the summer out doing outside stuff, and maybe they're listening to podcasts more now. Not sure, but the monthly podcast analytics stuff goes from the middle of each month. So it goes from middle of September to middle of October, and we've already broken our monthly stream record. And we're recording this right now in early October. So
Nice.
We broke our monthly stream record. It was 144. It's now 178 and counting. And we got 2 weeks left on that.
All right.
So we are going to double our monthly stream record probably.
Oh, yeah. I think we're about to see a doubling. I think, I honestly, as an avid podcast listener myself, I tend to listen to podcasts when I'm most busy or when I'm on a long car ride and I don't want to listen to music. Something to occupy the time. And I think, as the days get busier and people do transition to other things, it's definitely fits the scenario that we are growing.
It's getting more and more popular. I think I was a little bit surprised. The Garth Brooks episodes that we reviewed, I think they really bolstered our streams. I saw a lot more streams after those. So we have to do more. The Garth Brooks really helped us a lot.
People love Garth Brooks, man. That's just a fact. Can't go wrong with Garth Brooks.
First Garth Brooks type thing, and also our first Netflix thing. So we might have to do a little bit more of that. Let's get into this song, the last song on the album. The Last Rodeo, 3:19 in length. It was written by Brooks and a guy named Wally Wilson. Songwriter, couldn't really find a whole lot on him. It is actually the most popular song off the album on Spotify, with over 46,000 streams. A little bit more popular overall than Baby When Your Heart Breaks Down. And then it's also the most popular song recently off the album, number 5 overall, most recent popularity on Spotify for Kix Brooks. And then here's my breakdown of the song. It's got about a 12-second piano intro, and then the first verse talking about Kix Brooks being teamed up with one of his old, I think it's probably a bull that he's teamed up with. They used to ride in the rodeo. And then the chorus is kind of describing the scene at the rodeo, some cowgirls screaming, saying it's their last rodeo. And then in verse 2, he's reminiscing about the good old days riding that old bull, and saying it's their last rodeo. And the outro basically says the same thing. It says, they won't know it's our last rodeo. So kind of a, song kind of went by pretty quick. What's your opinion of this song?
Well, I mean, right off the bat, I'll just start with personally, I was shocked because this is the song, the only song that I've heard on this album that honestly was not about directly about women or about love or something. This is about, at least at first glance, a bull rider riding a bull for the last time, and we set the stage where he's stepping out into the ring riding the bull for the very last time, and he's telling us how he feels, and that honestly is something new. Now, I mean, I personally, you can make the case that that there's some indirect reference to like Love Lost or something about Last Rodeos or something, One Last Hurrah. But I mean, honestly, this breaks tradition in my opinion with the rest of the album and the way that those songs have kind of been flowing, the way they've been written. Uh, I liked the piano intro and I liked the backtrack for this, especially the backtrack. It was a lot different, and it was unique in its own way. I did like the lyrics. I thought they told a really good story. Um, it, I mean, other than that, I think it's a solid song, and it's a very good way to end the album. Although I wasn't honestly, this is a song that I wouldn't expect to end the album. The title is fitting, The Last Rodeo, yeah, but honestly, I would have expected it to be like another honky tonks type song, assuming that it was just going to fit with the rest of the album. But this song I think is unique. They definitely took a chance with this song, and I think it hits pretty well. It's definitely got that ballady, slow type feel, but it overall is a great way to round out the album, and I was excited uh, to see it.
I had when I was listening to it, I thought the same thing. I was listening to it. It's one of the few songs that the lyrics are online, and I'm thinking like this has got to be about a girl. I'm thinking good. It says "Good Morning Thunder" is the first words, and I'm thinking, ooh, that's calling your wife or someone thunder. That's not really something that you call your significant other. But you go in a little bit deeper, and I don't know. I don't. It seems like it's probably actually talking about a rodeo because it's saying things like just very descriptive, saying things screaming cowgirls on their feet. Like I don't know what kind of metaphor that would be for like talking about love. What are these other things? You broke my leg in the starting gate. I don't know what kind of love he's into, but that these seem like direct references to a rodeo. Although at first, you're not really sure. But I think it is. I think it's a great I think compared to the other songs in the album, great song. It's definitely probably easily top three for me on the album. I think it's a solid song. One of the few songs in the album where I'd say, yeah, it's a pretty good song. I'd say hidden gem because it's so kind of deep into the album. And overall, I think it's good because it kind of sets it apart from the other songs, and it's just good overall.
Yeah,
What I think.
I'll say honestly, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think it's a great song and a great end to the album. It's definitely a hidden gem, as you said. Definitely one of those deep tracks that's deep in the cut of that vinyl. And honestly, I feel bad because this song ending out this album, uh, you have all of that stuff in the middle that is just some of it is just suboptimal in my opinion. Like you have like hopefully if someone woke up for the end of this album, if they fell asleep throughout the river and story of my life, then they better wake up for this song because this is a great song to round out the album, honestly. And I guess the lyrics are very reminiscent, as you said, of definitely a rodeo. And I think it's it's these lyrics are just honestly they're great. I think if you look here, it says it's funny now all of these years. and the clock was all we had to fear. That's what's this old, and that's the and to me that just symbolizes one last hurrah, one last doing what you love. If you've made a life out of living and working on the rodeo, then it's a meaningful last time. And I think the fact that he draws the you know the metaphor of the conversation with the bull, or the bull or the horse or whatever he's riding, Thunder. He's talking to Thunder, having a sentimental chat for one last time. And that's why I kind of like the formatting of this song. Honestly, it's just a great song. And in terms of ranking on the album, I'd say it would rank definitely, definitely among my top three. I'd definitely say if this doesn't take number one, there it either would be There's a Telephone Ringing, or for me is Baby When Your Heart Breaks Down. But
I would
other than that,
say, yeah, I think probably the top four, I have to check. Top 4 or 5 are pretty set for me. There's a pretty big drop off after that. Maybe like after the Sacred Ground types, then there's a pretty big drop off. But this one's definitely up there. So
yeah,
tune in next time. We're gonna be doing we kind of already did a deep dive into all the songs, but now we're gonna be ranking them. Gonna be ranking every song off the album, all 11. So that'll be fun because I don't have my official ranking yet. So tune in next week. We'll be back. Red Dirt Road Podcast.